As men enter their later years, particularly after the ages of 60 or 70, their lives often take paths that differ from society's expectations. Many older men end up living on their own, without a partner, and people are quick to draw conclusions. They assume these men are lonely and unhappy, but is that assumption really accurate? But what if the truth is completely different? Meet Desmond, a retired 69-year-old man. One afternoon, while relaxing on a park bench, he overheard someone quietly remark, "He must be miserable living alone at his age." Desmond didn't respond or try to correct them. Instead, he smiled. He understood something that many people fail to see. For older men, living alone is not necessarily a symbol of loss or isolation. In many cases, it reflects a sense of clarity, independence, and contentment. After spending decades managing responsibilities, obligations, and constant activity, solitude can become a source of comfort and peace. In this video, we explore the real truth about older men who live alone and the 5 surprising realities every senior and every family member should understand. The first surprising truth is this: many older men who live alone are not lonely. In reality, many choose solitude because they have learned what truly brings them peace and what drains their energy. After years of managing relationships, responsibilities, social obligations, and emotional demands, many senior men gain a deeper understanding of themselves. While younger people often seek constant companionship because silence can feel uncomfortable, older men frequently discover that quiet moments provide a sense of comfort and renewal. Desmond once reflected that he used to dislike being alone in a silent room when he was younger. Today, he appreciates the calm. He no longer feels the need for constant background noise from a television or endless phone notifications. The silence allows him to relax and think more clearly. Research in psychology supports this experience. Older adults who intentionally choose solitude often enjoy greater emotional balance. They tend to feel calmer, think more clearly, and experience less stress from social expectations than those who feel pressured to remain constantly connected. The second truth is emotional freedom. Living alone can reduce the need for ongoing emotional compromises and negotiations. This does not mean that older men reject relationships or dislike women. Rather, many reach a stage where they no longer feel compelled to seek approval or constantly meet the expectations of others. During much of their younger years, men often face numerous pressures: to earn more, provide more, remain strong, be reliable, and maintain the right balance of emotional expression. Carrying these expectations for decades can be exhausting. As they age, many men come to value inner peace more than external validation. They realize that personal contentment matters more than winning approval from others. Studies have also found that lower stress levels later in life can contribute to better heart health, improved sleep, and sharper thinking. Many older men report sleeping more soundly after living alone, not because someone else was disrupting their rest, but because they feel mentally calmer and more comfortable. The third reality often comes as a surprise to family members: many older men who live alone take better care of themselves than people expect. Families frequently assume that an elderly man living by himself will neglect his health, skip meals, forget medications, or struggle with daily routines. Yet, for many men, the opposite is true. Living alone allows them to create routines that suit their personal needs and preferences. Instead of following schedules dictated by others, they eat when they are genuinely hungry, rest when their bodies need it, and establish habits that fit their lifestyle. With fewer interruptions and obligations, healthy routines often become easier to maintain. When Desmond began living alone, he started with a short daily walk of about 20 minutes. Over time, those walks grew longer until they became nearly an hour each day. He also learned to prepare simple, nutritious meals. As a result, he lost weight, improved his blood pressure, and enjoyed better sleep than he had experienced in years. For many older men, independence encourages greater responsibility rather than neglect. The fourth truth is one that people often misunderstand: living alone does not mean living without love. As people age, their understanding of love often changes. It becomes less about passion and intensity and more about comfort, trust, and meaningful connection. Many older men maintain strong bonds with friends, adult children, neighbors, and community members. Some enjoy companionship without formal commitments, while others invest their energy in close friendships, mentoring younger generations, volunteering, or helping those around them. Society often assumes that a lack of romantic relationships means a lack of emotional fulfillment. However, meaningful human connection can exist in many forms and does not depend on romance or living with another person. The fifth and perhaps most misunderstood reality is that many older men living alone experience a greater sense of peace than ever before. Growing older often shifts a person's priorities. Time becomes more precious, unnecessary conflict loses its appeal, and emotional turmoil feels draining rather than exciting. Living alone can provide the freedom to preserve that peace and live according to one's own pace. Desmond once expressed this feeling by saying that, for the first time in his life, he was able to live entirely on his own terms. Research suggests that older adults who feel a sense of control over their daily lives generally report lower stress levels and greater overall satisfaction with life. At the same time, it is important to recognize that living alone is not ideal for everyone. Some men struggle with loneliness, particularly when solitude results from bereavement, divorce, or separation from family. There is a significant difference between healthy solitude and harmful isolation. Signs of unhealthy loneliness may include persistent sadness, loss of motivation, declining health, and withdrawing completely from social interactions. However, for many older men, living alone is not an escape from life. Instead, it is a conscious choice about how they want to spend their later years. Aging often brings greater clarity. It reveals that happiness is not always dependent on having a partner, and a meaningful, fulfilling life does not necessarily require a romantic relationship.